Hello students, welcome to Learning Management System organized by Department of Collegiate and Technical Education, Government of Karnataka. Today I am taking a session on specifications of the subject estimation and costing. In the previous session, I had explained you about specifications, its uses, its types. Basically, specification is nothing but an elaborated way of explaining the norms and standards of material and also the nature of job, how to do the job. These two will be explained in an elaborated manner. And the coming to classification, there are two types of specification: general specification and detailed. And also I had explained about how to create specification for different activities of a building, such as earthwork in excavation, plain cement concrete in foundation, sandstone masonry in foundation, brick masonry in foundation, and reinforced cement concrete. And you have understood about how to create detailed specification for these items with respect to the different attributes such as materials, proportion, mixing, laying, curing, followed by how to take the measurement. Today in this session, I am going to explain you about the following activities of this building. So the session starts with pointing, followed by cement concrete flooring, marble flooring, vitrified tiles flooring, mosaic tile flooring, and glazing. And in the last there will be a small test on multiple choice questions. Cement pointing. Cement pointing is nothing but a cement mortar, either with color pigment or without color pigment, will be applied to the joints between the brick masonry or stone masonry. It is applied when we are not going to do the plastering to the external surface of the wall. Why we are not going to do plastering to the external surface of the wall? Because we need to project the surface of the masonry for aesthetical appearance. When the architectural appearance of the masonries are good, like ashlar stone masonry or wire cut brick masonry. So, and also there is one more type of blocks called clay blocks, Wienerberger clay blocks. So those masonry will be very fine, and also they are very dressed very evenly, and their appearance will give you a very good look. So in those conditions we are not going to do plastering, but the joints has to be treated with cement pointing for avoiding the atmospheric agencies such as sun, wind and rain to harm the masonry joints and reduce the strength of the masonry. To explain this cement pointing or to understand the specification of the cement pointing, you need to know what are the different materials that are used for this preparation and how to prepare the surface and how to proportion, what is the proportion and how to point it and how many days we have to cure it, and finally the measurement how we are going to take. The materials for cement pointing consists of cement. The cement you are bringing should be fresh, it should be free from lumps, and after conduction of the basic tests such as physical tests and chemical tests, the norms and the results should be as per Indian standard specifications. And the one more ingredient that will be used is sand. Sand should be clean and it should be free from any kind of impurities, organic matter, and the sieved sand should be used for the pointing. For inducing the rate of hydration reaction or to create bonding between these two particles, water will be added to the required consistency. Proportioning of mortar is very important. We are using a proportion of 1 is to 2 to 1 is to 3, that is 1 part of cement and 2 part of sand. And also some coloring agents could be added to it to match the color of the masonry. Say for example, if there is a red brick masonry, to match it I am going to use red color pigment to this mortar that will be applied to the joints. While preparing mortar, you have to be very cautious. You should not prepare the mortar for a whole day. The mortar which can be consumed within 30 minutes has to be mixed, and while mixing also it should be mixed in a non-absorbent and watertight platform. It should not have contact with earth. Okay. The preparation of surface is a major activity in this pointing, because if the surface is not prepared well, then the after application also the results will not be good. Usually I am going to use a wire brush, and using this wire brush I am going to rake the joints of the masonry initially. During masonry we will be applying joints, mortar joints, and after some days I am going to rake out the joint for 10 mm or 15 mm, then for 10 mm usually, and then I am going to wet the surface. I am going to remove all the cracks. I am going to remove all the dust particles. After that, wetting the surface, I am going to apply the mixed cement pointing. The joint shall be filled properly with the cement mortar, and there are many tools available to flush the joints mortar into it, and also for pressing it. Immediately after pointing, the pointing should not be allowed or exposed to sunlight or rain, which may harm the finished surface. So using a cloth, it should be covered up to the curing period. The pointing will be cured for minimum 10 days, or it will be made wet for 10 days, and till that time it is not allowed to expose for the sun and the rain. And this completes the activity. And for taking measurement, I am going to measure the total surface of the wall. Even if the pointing is done only for the joints, I am going to take the total area of the wall, that is length into height, for the measurement of the pointing item. So these are the different attributes which has to be carefully explained in the preparing specification for pointing. And also, if you are going to work at heights, scaffolding is necessary, that has to be included in the pointing. The next item is cement concrete flooring. In the olden days, before the invention of these tiles and marbles and granite flooring, people used to live with this cement concrete flooring. And even today also, in majority of the industries or market areas, you are going to see this type of flooring. This type of flooring is very hard, and it is also resistant to chemicals, so this being used, and also for stains also it is good, but aesthetical appearance is not good. For understanding the specification of this, you need to understand about what are the materials that will be used, and how to prepare the surface, how to mix the ingredients, how to lay, and how to finish, how to cure, and finally how to take the measurement. The basic raw materials for producing this cement concrete flooring means that is there will be two layers. One is base layer and another is top or finished layer. The base layer consists of cement concrete of thickness maybe 20 mm or 30 mm, and the above I am going to apply cement mortar and finally finishing it. For preparing concrete, the basic ingredient is cement. Cement should be comply with the Indian standard specifications. Sand, it has to be free from all the impurities. Coarse aggregate should be hard and tough. After the building construction is over, the flooring will be applied in the ground floor and in the first floor and the second floor. In the ground floor, a layer of 40 mm dome size concrete bedding will be applied initially before this flooring, and in the first floor already the slab will be cast, so that will be used for flooring. So in the ground floor, before putting this concrete, the floor shall be leveled, and before leveling, all the dust particles that has to be removed from the surface, it should be broomed, and using a wire brush all the loose particles will be removed. Immediately after that, the leveling will be carried. Leveling of the floor, what is the level you have to finish the floor? That is, you are going to fix buttons, and then you are going to provide sufficient slope where the water has to drain after the finishing the floor. Then the floor will be divided into panels of 1 meter by 1 meter square or 2 meter by 2 meter squares, and for dividing it I am going to induce or erect panels, aluminium panels or aluminium centering of side to the required thickness of the flooring, and I am going to lay concrete in the alternative panels too, and next I am going to mix. For mixing, I will be using this concrete mixer machine or hand mix. For larger areas, concrete mixer machine would be profitable. All the ingredients such as aggregate and sand and cement will be fed to the hopper. Then hopper will be lifted and fed to the mixer, and suitable quantity of water will be added, and then the drum will be rotated for 1 to 2 minutes. Your concrete is produced. So after completing these panels, the concrete will be laid to the required thickness as the shuttering is set. Then one panel is finished for neatly within 20 to 30 minutes. The finishing consists of laying the concrete and then hitting hard with a wooden floater with a straight edge. The alternative panels will be checked for its level, and then when we are going to hit hard on the surface, the slurry will come to the top. Next I am going to spray the cement powder and cement mortar, and then I am going to finish it neatly. We can use 1:2 cement mortar for any unevenness. Immediately during flooring, the finishing has to be done. If you are going to do 1 day or 2 days, then after that if you are going to do any kind of cement mortar application, will be useless because there will be no bonding. Usually the cement concrete flooring will be grey in color. If you need to get any color, you can add coloring pigments into the concrete to get a colored floor. So after completing, after a day, the curing should start. The curing will be done by gunny bags. The gunny bags will be spread all over the area, and water will be sprayed at regular intervals using a hose pipe. After 14 days of curing, then the measurement will be taken. It will be taken in the square meters, the total length multiplied by the breadth. So these are the different attributes that has to be understood carefully while preparing a specification. Okay. Marble flooring. Marble flooring is mainly done with marble slabs. These marble slabs are of very bigger in size, will be brought from the shops. For understanding specification, these are the attributes, materials, and before coming into the site, these slabs, how it will be dressed, you need to understand. You need to specify it, and how to lay the slabs, how to polish it, and how to measure it. These are how to cure it. and how to measure it. The first and foremost thing is materials. We are going to use marbles for marble flooring. These marbles are obtained in mountainous quarries, and these marbles are then brought to the marble processing industries, and then they are dressed. You can see the big stones are processed. It will be cut to the required thickness of the slabs. It will be chisel dressed. Every stone slab is cut to required shape to remove all the waviness on the surface. Next, it is dressed evenly in the chisel, and the tops of the surface will be rubbed evenly using coarse sand before paving. So these stones, after being rubbed evenly on the surface and chisel dressed, then they are cut into the required thickness. Usually the thickness will be 20 mm, 30 mm and 40 mm. So basically, if the area is large and also the loading on the floor is large, then we are going to for a thickness of 40 mm. If the traffic loading on the floor is lesser and the area is also smaller, we are going for 20 mm and 30 mm. The laying, first the surface has to be prepared. The surface has to be completely cleaned of all the dust particles by a wire brush. Immediately after that, the surface will be wetted in order to avoid the absorption of the water from cement mortar to the floor. After that, I am going to prepare the cement mortar. Cement mortar will be prepared as per the proportion specified in the specification. It may be 1:2 or 1:3 cement mortar or 1:4 as the specification specifies. That is 1 part of cement and 3 parts of sand, and the qualities of cement and sand should be as per the explained in the previous slides. After cement mortar is prepared, first I am going to fix the levels. Means I am going to put buttons. Buttons are square in shape of order of 200 mm by 200 mm. It has been fixed at regular intervals to first approximately level the whole floor of the building. Then the cement mortar will be spread. The cement mortar that can be consumed within 30 minutes should be prepared, and also the cement mortar will be spread on the surface. Immediately after spreading the surface of thickness around 20 mm, and minimum thickness of the slab should be, or mortar should be 12 mm. Next I am going to lay the slab. After bedding the cement mortar with a straight edge, next I am going to lay the marble slab on the cement mortar bedding. After laying it, then I am going to check the top level whether the total surface is exactly leveled to the adjoining slab. Then again I am going to remove the slab, because in order to have a bond between the floor and the mortar, I have to put cement slurry. Cement slurry is nothing but a honey-like consistency, cement powder mixed with water and suitable additives. This will be poured into the top surface of the bed, and at a rate of 4.4 kg per square meter, cement will be used as 4.4 kg per square meter. And again the slab will be lowered, and using a wooden mallet, it will be made level to the adjacent slab. After that, all the slabs will be laid in the same manner, and it will be allowed to set. It will be cured for 7 days, and before curing, all the joints will be filled with the white cement. The white cement or the colored cement will be with the texture and the color as per the marble slab. and also make sure that there should be no gap between the marble to marble, and if there is small gaps, then we have to put the cement, white cement with coloring pigments. Next, there is one important activity that is called as polishing. I am going to cure it for 7 days. After 7 days, I am going to start polishing. There will be 3 levels of polishing: first level, second level, and third level. In the first level of polishing, I am going to use coarse graded grit block to this machine, and this machine will be the rotator. There will be a rotating disc. This grit block will be rotating all over the floor. After that, I am going to completely clean the surface, and again I am going to put white cement or the colored cement to the joints, and again I am going to continue the second coat of polishing, followed by third coat of polishing, and after that it will be allowed to use. So whenever you are going to do polishing, the grains in the marble will be going to expose, and also the smoothness of the floor will be increasing to a layer of polish to polish, and shining will be there. So this completes the specification for marble flooring, and the measurement will be taken in square meters. One more important activity is vitrified tile flooring. This type of flooring is nowadays common in all the buildings because it is very easy to lay, and it avoids a very lengthy activity of polishing. Just bringing the tiles from the top and fixing it completes the process. To understand the specification, you need to know what are the materials that are used, and how to prepare the mix, how to prepare the surface, and how to lay the tiles, and pointing and finishing, curing and measurement. You can see in this picture, a person is laying the tiles adjacent to another tile. He is pressing the tile, and below it there is a combination of cement, mortar and slurry, and that is the finished surface of the vitrified tiles. So there should be no gap at all when we are going to do vitrified tiles. If it is avoidable, then white cement will be applied to the joint. Coming to materials, here cement mortar is required, and vitrified tiles are required. Vitrified tiles are produced in the factory. They are nothing but ceramic tiles. The ceramics and chips and clay particles are fused and heated under high pressure to provide a ceramic tile, and above this I am going to apply some glazed item to get a vitrified tile. And the one good advantage is of very low porosity, doesn't absorb any kind of water and not allow to water to pass through it. And these tiles are preferred to alternate to marble and granite flooring, and cost is also very lesser compared to these two floorings. These tiles are available in two different sizes, 600 by 600 mm and 900 by 900 mm. And for bedding, I am going to prepare cement mortar. The cement mortar prepared will be as explained in the earlier slides of marble flooring, and usually we are going to maintain a proportion of 1:4, and the preparation of surface consists of completely taking out the loose particles from the surface, and then it will be wetted and mopped. For laying tiles, first I am going to spread a cement mortar bedding, and before that this vitrified tiles will be made wet in order to not absorb the water from the cement mortar. And also you have to carefully observe the tiles. If any damaged tiles are there, then it has to be completely eliminated. So immediately after wetting, Then buttons fixing will be done, that is you are going to check the levels, which level the floor has to be finished and where the slope has to be provided. After that, cement mortar of thickness 20 mm is spread up to the area where the mortar should be consumed within 30 minutes. So after spreading the cement mortar, then I am going to lay or pour cement slurry of honey-like consistency. Cement slurry is a mixture of cement, water and some additives, adhesives. Adhesives are added for increasing the setting properties of the tile to the bed and also for inducing the workability. And the cement used shall be rate of 3.3 kg per square meters. After the tiles have been soaked in water, then they will be fixed on this prepared grout with one another in an adjacent manner. And when it comes to the side, if one tile is not fixing, then we have to cut the tile. Either it should be rectangular in size, it should not be skewed, it will look bad. So after completing the flooring, the leveling has to be checked frequently using a spirit level. If there is undulations, you could use a wooden mallet for gently tapping it to get the required level, or just simply pressing by the hand. After completing the flooring, so immediately it will be, you are going to apply the white cement. So the joints, immediately after a day, the joints will be taken out. The joints means there will be 1 mm or 2 mm joint between tile to tile. I am going to take that cement slurry which has come out from the joints by using a wire brush, and then the joints will be flush pointed with white cement added with coloring agent. Coloring agents are added to match the color of the floor. So you can see here the person is filling cement grout to the joints. After coloring, the flooring will be cured for 7 days, and after curing, then again we have to check whether there is any kind of hollowness between the floor and the bed. Sometimes what happens is the bed and the floor, there will be some gap which later on there will be depressions and there will be crack of those tiles. So in order to avoid that, you should check the hollowness by a wooden piece just putting on the surface at a lower heights. After finishing this work, then the measurement will be taken. Usually the measurement will be taken in square meters. There is one more type of flooring which we were using in the olden days, this mosaic tile flooring. These mosaic tiles are prepared by the combination of ceramics, chips and glass materials. For understanding the specification of this, you need to understand about materials, how the surface has to be prepared, how to lay the tiles, how to cure, polish and finish it, and how to take the measurement. The raw materials consist of cement mortar bedding and the mosaic tile. These mosaic tiles are brought from factories and of standard size 20 cm by 20 cm, and it is also available at 30 cm by 30 cm size, and the thickness will be 20 mm. These tiles are manufactured under a high hydraulic pressure, that is ceramics, glass particles and the stone chips are heated at a higher temperature. They are mixed together and they are pressed using hydraulic forces at not less than 140 kg per square centimeters. And then initial polishing or grinding will be done in the site before coming into the site in the factory itself to get a even and smoother finish. The surface on which, coming to preparation of surface, the surface on which the tiles has to be laid completely made, wetted, it has to be cleaned. Then I am going to prepare a bedding. The bedding shall be of order of the cement mortar 1:3, little higher, richer mix will be used for these tiles. And I am going to take, first fix the levels where the water has to drain, where I have to provide the slope, and then I am going to lay the bedding for the tiles. Usually around 20 to 30 mm bedding will be done for this, laying this type of tile. And after laying, then cement slurry will be poured, and each tile will be fixed on this mortar bedding. And I am going to check the level with the spirit level. If there is any kind of undulations, I am going to use a wooden mallet to check the surface straightness. After the laying, then I am going to remove all the cement slurry coming out of the joints, and then I am going to put white cement to the joints, and then I am going to allow curing for 7 days. For 7 days it will be cured. After curing, then there will be 3 levels of polishing. So in the first level of polishing, I am going to use coarse grained grit block, and in the second layer of polishing, I am going to use fine grained grit block, and in the third layer I am going to use finest grain block to get the more softness. So in between these polishing, after immediate polishing, then the floor will be cleaned completely with water. Again the grain cement or the white cement will be applied to the joints. Again after the second polishing layer, the floor will be cleaned and white polishing or the white cement will be introduced to the joints. Again after the third, the white polishing will be introduced, and after that, one day, this is the polishing that will be used for increasing the smoothness of the tile. After polishing, next for shining of the surface, I am going to put oxalic acid mixed evenly with water, or sprinkled evenly with water. Then I am going to rub the surface using these blocks called as Namda blocks very hardly for getting a smoother finish. The measurement of this mosaic tile will be taken in square meter. So this completes the how to create specification for mosaic tile flooring. After completing this pointing and flooring items, there is one more activity in buildings nowadays. Majority of the multi-storied buildings or commercial buildings or IT parks or shopping complexes are using this activity. This is called as glazing of buildings. So usually this glazing is provided to the outer layer of the or external appearance of the building. In the conventional method, we were constructing wall, we were doing plastering, and we were doing painting. And in today's faster world, to save the time and also to preserve the temperature inside the building and also to maintain good temperature inside the structure, to maximum usage of natural air and natural sunlight, we are going to use this glazing to the buildings. Again, glazing is a part of a wall or it's a part of a window. So the glazing usually consists of frames and glasses. Around 90 to 95% it is completely fixed with glass. So these glasses transfers the light into the building, and if any ventilation is required, these glasses could be opened as the hinge will be provided at some places at regular intervals. The main advantage of using this glazing is it can be used in a low temperature areas or snowfall areas to maintain when the higher temperature is maintained inside the building, if that has to be preserved, then this type of glazing, which doesn't allow any air to transfer from the building or any heat to transfer from the building, it helps in retaining the heat and also it resists condensation inside the building as it is an airtight envelope. Since it is a closed envelope, there will be more prone to corrosion of particles inside the building. There are some requirements of glass to be used for glazing. The glasses that will be used are of size 600 by 600, 900 by 900 mm size, and it should have a minimum strength of 5.5 kg per square centimeters when it is being tested in the lab. So the glaze consists of a combination of glass and frame. The materials consist of glass, aluminium frame, sealants. Sealants are added to at the edge of the glass to have bonding with the frame, and also to avoid any gaps that is being there between glass and the frame, and also to avoid any atmospheric agencies to enter into it. And it also transfers a load from glass to the frame, and we are going to use this kind of tool for application of silicone. So during this matter of years, the methods of glazing has changed. In the initial days, we were doing glazing with traditional putty. We were using a wooden frame and we were putting glass inside it, and for fixing the glass to the frame we will be using putty. What is putty? Putty is nothing but a combination of when the white lead mixed with whiting and linseed oil, and these three particles are mixed thoroughly until it is not adhering to the end, and then it is allowed for a week. After it is allowed for a week, then this putty will be used up to years. It is applied above the wooden frame, that is to fix the glass to the frame. And after that we used beading system. We are going to prepare a wooden frame or a metal frame, and we are going to fix the glass, and at the edge of the glass I am going to put horizontal and vertical beads for holding the glass. And then we started glazing with sealants, that is a aluminum frame will be used and the glass will be fixed, and in order to hold the glass we are going to put sealants. See, the glass product is a very difficult to handle product. A slight mishandling could damage the glass and also serious accidents could take place, so the bonding should be better. And in nowadays we are going to use these type of glazing with framing, and also sealant will also be done. An aluminium frame which consists of vertical posts and horizontal posts. Vertical posts are called as mullions and horizontal posts are called as transforms, and inside this a layer of sealant will be applied, and then the glass will be fixed. And we used glazing with gaskets. Gaskets are nothing but rubber or plastic gaskets, and these above this frame these gaskets will be placed, and with these gaskets will hold the glass. So these are the different methods that were used for glazing. For execution of this glazing, first we have to put a structural frame on the outer portion of the building. The structural framing consists of fabricated aluminium alloys or stainless steel alloys, either it is anodized or anodized, and these frames are fit to the external area of the building, and it is made exactly vertical. Then the glasses will be cut. It will be cut in the factory or in the site, measuring each and every panel, or the standard measurement will be cut, allowing a rebate of edge clearance of 3 mm all around. And then silicon sealant will be applied. Silicon sealant is made from polymers. It's a polymer based adhesives, and it has the properties of elasticity and stability even in high temperatures and low temperatures. Volume is not going to vary. And after finishing it, then I am going to measure the glazing. Usually the glazing will be measured in total surface area, will be measured in square meters. So this completes the process of how to prepare the specification for glazing. And next we will solve some multiple choice questions. Which type of flooring requires polishing? I repeat, which type of flooring requires polishing? Option A, mosaic tile flooring. Option B, vitrified tile flooring. Option C, ceramic tile flooring. And option D, all of the above. The correct answer is A, mosaic tile flooring. Since this vitrified tile flooring and ceramic tile flooring is already coming from the factory with a glazed and shining product, and its surface will also be smooth. The cement concrete flooring is laid in the ratio of A 1:8:16, B 1:5:10, C 1:2:4, or D 1:1:2. Yes, the right answer is answer C, 1:2:4. That is 1 part of cement, 2 part of fine aggregate, and 4 part of coarse aggregate. For pointing works, the ratio of cement mortar used is option A 1:3 to 1:4, option B 1:2 to 1:3, option C 1:7 to 1:8, or option D 1:5 to 1:6. Option B 1:2 to 1:3 is the right answer. The average thickness of mortar bedding below vitrified tile flooring is answer is option C, 20 mm. At least we need to maintain minimum 15 mm to 20 mm all around the flooring for the bedding of the to stick the tiles to the bed. The fifth question, the thickness of the marble used in the flooring shall be option D is the right answer, 20, 30 and 40 mm, and this thickness is variable to adjust to the requirement of the owner, whether it is used for a high traffic area or low traffic area. In case of shopping malls, there is more traffic area, more people will be walking, we are going to use higher thicknesses, and coming to houses, the thickness will be reduced. So sixth question, mosaic floor is produced from these three materials. The right answer is option D, ceramics, glasses and stone chips, which are fused together and pressed at an hydraulic pressure of 140 kg per square centimeter. Seventh question, list the methods of fixing glass to the frames in glazing of buildings. So glazing, it starts from applying putty and applying beadings, and with grooves and gaskets, with silicone sealant, with frames, and also with clips. These are the different methods that are used for glazing. Question number 8, the mode of measurement for flooring is the right answer is option B, square meters. You are going to measure the length and also you are going to measure the breadth. Ninth question, Pick up the correct statement from the following. The right answer is option D, all of the above. All the statements are correct. Usually when pointing, I am going to press the motor into the joint. I am going to rake out to a depth of 20 mm before pointing, and while flooring I am going to use a wooden mallet to make it level to the adjacent slabs. And the last question, pick up the wrong statement from the following. The right answer is, the wrong statement is option B, where the surface of point will not be exposed directly to sunlight immediately after pointing. If it is allowed, then there will be shrinkage cracks on the surface and it will harm the surface of the pointing. And the rest of the statements are true. The floor will be leveled before putting concrete flooring, and the curing will be done for at least 7 days for flooring. So I thanks one and all for attending this session, and thank you.